Hey, welcome back. It's Teacher Reacts, and today we are getting into the #1 trending song, which is Joyner Lucas Revenge Intro / ADHD. Now, I know this is a topic that's huge right now in school districts, and it's also a topic that is flooding families right now, and we'll talk about that as we get into this. I'm so excited because Joyner Lucas is a really interesting artist. He's coming up with his own style, which is what I like. Let's get into your lane, stay in your lane, work hard in your lane. You can collaborate, but do what you do. And you know what? The guy's bringing up real topics. He's bringing up things that he's struggling with in his life. He's had ADHD since he was a kid, and he has adult ADHD, which is also very, very difficult to live with. The thing with him is that he brings to the table a style that's creative, it's innovative, and I don't think a lot of people recognize him for what he is in terms of an artist. This guy's really creative. I know in one of his past songs he said something about his teacher just didn't think he was ever going to amount to anything. He was never going to be anything because he was pursuing hip-hop and he had ADHD and wasn't very compliant in school and wasn't very, educationally oriented, which a lot of kids aren't. School isn't for everybody. But I always love those stories because I feel like, teachers don't realize the impact and influence that you have with your statements. And when you say something like that to a kid, he could have all the praise in the world from people, but that one negative comment that really just digs at the person is unnecessary. But I love it when kids, including myself, take that stuff, flip it around and go, here, deal with that, okay? Because don't tell me what I'm going to be because you don't know who I am inside. So let's get into the song. Very excited to hear what this is about. Very innovative artist. We're looking forward to the song and to the reaction.
What did I want? What did I grind? What did I shine? What did I strive? What did I start? What did I cheat? The more that she lead, the more that she cried, the harder to trust. The more that I lied, the more that she died, the more that I lied, the more that I tried, the more that I won. The more that I grind, the more that I shine. The more that I strive, the more that I start. The more that I cheat, the more that she lead, the more that she cried, the harder to trust. The more that I lie, the more that she dies, the more I realize I'm harder to love. I'm harder to teach, I'm harder
love
to be.
The intro.
I'm drum, I'm harder to keep, but harder to sleep. I'm scared of the dark, I'm not gonna run. I'm harder to break, but harder to make. You get in my way, I'm drawing my gun. I'm not gonna play, I'm not for the games. I'm not gonna change. Put that on my son, put that on my mom, put that on my sis, put that on my bitch and all of my hoes, put that on my team.
That's what I like right there, is just talking about I'm not going to change. I don't care what you all say. I'm staying in my lane. I'm not going to conform to what your norms are. I'm going to do me. And I still see he's got 45 seconds left on his bomb pack. I'm telling you right now, this is getting me right now. Like I'm watching a movie. It's so enhanced and so dramatic. It's got that NF type feel, which I really enjoy.
Put that on my G's, I say what I mean, you already know. Put that on my city, put that on my Bentley. I got me a Beamer, I wanted to roll. Sip on some Henny and ride with the semi. All my niggas with me, I'm calling it toast. Calling the plug, you calling the cops. I call you a snitch, you holding a grudge. You calling a judge, you say you a thug. I call you a bitch, I call you a hoe. Don't call me a bro, don't call me no more. I call you a trick, I'm tired of the hate, I'm tired of the snakes, I'm tired of your face. You wanted my dick, I wanted the fame, I wanted the name, I wanted the break, I wanted the love, I wanted the cake, I wanted to be great, I wanted to change and all the above. You want me to fall, you want me to crawl, you want me to star, they want me on drugs, you want me to fail, they want me in jail, they want on my soul, they want on my blood. I'm out for revenge, I'm out for the ends, I'm out for respect, I'm out for the crown, I'm out for the rain. They starting to aim, I hopped in a plane, I'm not going down, I'm dodging the flames. They calling my name, I wanna be saved, but I don't know how. I thought it was safe, but I got a plan. Let's roll up the chopper and riding around.
Woo! I love that right off the bat. Have you ever had one of those dreams that just freak you out and you wake up and you're just cloudy and wondering, man, did that stuff really happen? Even though you know it didn't, it was so surreal. That is also a symptom of ADHD. It's just your mind works in so many different directions. There's the night tremors and nightmares are just difficult to deal with.
It kinda feels like
Ooh.
I'm dying on the inside. It kinda feels like.
That's weird because his mouth isn't lining up with what he's saying. So I don't know. Well,
Dying on the inside. It kinda feels like I've been trying to get by, and I've been this way since day one.
now it does.
I don't need no medication. No, I don't need no drug. Or maybe I'm different, and maybe my ADHD got me tripping, and maybe I'm just everything that you miss me, yeah. I feel like I'm dying inside. Why do I feel crazy?
Ooh, I like it.
Someone save me. You can't blame me. It's my ADHD.
I like this, man. I don't know if they're green screening or what they're doing, getting between all these different scenes, but I know that the guy that is doing this video also did a really cool video by Token. So I really like that people are grabbing a hold of people's skills, harnessing it, embracing it, and bringing it to hip-hop. I really like that. I also like the fact that he's really pushing off the medication, because nowadays, you know, it's hard when you step back from things and realize that doctors and pharmacies and psychology and all of that work, or psychiatry, all of that works together in terms of give a condition, treat it with medication, you get paid, I get paid, we get paid, we all get paid, okay. What did they do before this stuff? Before the medication for this stuff? How did they handle it? You know, I've never taken medication for my ADHD, and I've learned to deal with it, and I think he's just saying, like, look, I've been this way my whole life, and I understand completely where he's coming from.
It's my ADHD.
Love it.
My mind racing, I've been paranoid. Overthinking, maybe that's a voice. Don't cut me off like I don't have a voice. I think I was born different, I ain't really have a choice, yeah. Cancel session, you are hourly. Don't play with me, today is not the day. Pay attention, I am not deranged. I could tell you what I'm thinking, I just don't know how to say it. Maybe I get in your nerves, I mean what I say. I've been a man on my word, yeah, I'm wide awake. Maybe a little disturbed, but that's just me. You don't bleed the blood I bleed. I wear my heart on my sleeve, nigga. And I've been this way since day one. I don't need no medication.
Like it.
No, I don't need no drugs. Or maybe I'm different, and maybe my ADHD got me tripping, and maybe I'm just everything that you miss me, yeah. I feel like I'm dying inside. Why do I feel
Like this.
crazy? Someone save me. You can't blame me. It's my ADHD.
You know, he's just bringing to the surface what reality is. And you know what? The reality of ADHD is that it's very hard to not be active, to not be doing something. And when you're physically not doing something, your mind will take over 100 miles an hour. And I don't think people understand until you walk a mile in someone's shoes that suffers from ADHD, whether you're a child or whether you're an adult. It is a very difficult thing. It really hinders your ability to be organized. It's hard to develop skills in terms of habits. You know, you're very impulsive sometimes. It develops insomnia a lot. Like you can't go to sleep. You answer your phone or just look at a text in the middle of the night or just check and see what time it is. You'll be up for the rest of the night. It's difficult because your mind just doesn't shut down. And I know some of the struggles I have is, you know, I really struggle from RLS, which is restless limb syndrome. Some people have restless leg syndrome, and I do have that, but I have limb syndrome where it's every part of my body just won't shut down. Like sometimes I just got to punch myself for it to calm down, or else I can't go to sleep. It's so difficult. I know other things that really, you know, people struggle with is just, you could, in your mind, say, I'm going to do something, go somewhere to do it, and in the meantime, on the way, you've been stopped or, you know, rerouted in your mind 15 different times. You did this on the way, and you never accomplished a thing that you want to do. It's such a difficult thing to deal with.
It's my ADHD. Yeah. It kinda feels like I'm dying on the inside. It kinda feels like
This is such a good song.
Staring at the fire, Kumaya. I'ma take you higher, take you higher. I'ma take you higher.
Love
Too
it.
many things in my head. What am I thinking? How come I can't go sleep in my bed? I hear them talking, everyone's strange, they leave me for dead. Cause they want me gone. If that shit I be on, ain't no one to lean on. You know I've been this way since day one.
Loving the hook. Absolutely love the song. Absolutely love the approach. I love the cinematography, and I love the ability for him to just keep you understanding the constant changes in the video are like constant changes in your mind. It's like you could be thinking about one thing, and then 5 seconds later you're over here, and then 5 seconds later you're over here, and then you're back here going, what? Why can't you just pay attention? Oh, in the meantime, oh, there's some, whoa, what's that? Oh, and then you're off doing, it's so difficult to concentrate. It's hard to order off a fast food menu sometimes. That's how difficult it is.
That shit I be on, ain't no one to lean on. You know I've been this way since day one. I don't need no medication, or maybe I'm on one, or maybe I'm different, and maybe my ADHD got me tripping, and maybe I'm just everything that you missed to me. Yeah, I feel like I'm
Dying inside.
Why do I think
Crazy.
someone save me? You can't blame me. It's my ADHD. Yeah. It kinda feels like I'm dying on the inside.
Taking medicine to go to sleep. She's probably, hold on. That's it. I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to be honest. This was really good. Really good. And I'm not a fan of veering too far from, you get into some hip-hop, subgenres, and people just talk about, oh, I got my get and this and that and blah, 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 blah. I just don't get into that stuff. It's whatever. Not saying it's not good music. Just doesn't work for me. This right here stretches me because I'm really taking a liking to Joyner Lucas. I really like his story. I really like his creativity. I really like what he brings to the table in terms of a lyricist. But the fact that he can present stuff that people can go ahead and connect to, and they understand, like, hey, I understand what you're going through. You understand what I'm going through. I resonate, man. This is good stuff. It's good music. I'll tell you what, there are over 3 million cases every year diagnosed with ADHD, new cases. When did you ever hear about that 30 years ago? You didn't. So that being said, some of the stuff that really, really digs into my world is that as an educator, you're trying to compete with the world that is what is the world doing to us right now? Think about that. Our kids that are being teenagers, you might as well call them screenagers now, because they're in front of a screen 70% of the day. Whether it's a laptop, tablet, definitely their smartphones, a TV, the PS4 screen, whatever else it is, and YouTube and things like that, that just take your attention and focus on it. It's like an electronic leash. It's like you can't even go to the bathroom without your phone because you got to be entertained while you're going to the bathroom. Right? And I'll tell you what, I don't know what they go through because I don't play video games like that, but I watch my kids sometimes, and it's like there are 75 million things going on in Call of Duty. And you got to know everything that's going on in order to be successful. And if you mess up a little bit, you're done. And kids get so frustrated. But it takes all that concentration. And then you go to school and you go, okay, here, I'm going to teach these kids this today. All right, let's talk about the 27 amendments, okay? The first 10 are the Bill of Rights. Ready, go. And they're going to go, huh? Why are we doing this? If I want to know it, I could just Google it, right? And that's what we face right now. It's difficult. And kids with ADHD come to the table, and those are a lot of the kids that I have in my class. They need a different approach to education. They need one that's stimulating. They need one that's student-centered, one that gives them the ability to be connected to something, able to contribute to something. Also just, have this strong, firm, caring and connection to where they belong. And you know what? They do need to be educated, but it needs to be taken in a different way. And you know what? Kids with ADHD struggle with the structure. That's why they have 504 plans, which are plans that are specific to kids that are diagnosed with something like ADHD, so they can be brought to a separate location for testing. You know, they can type on a computer if their writing skills aren't very good. They can have a break every 30 minutes. They can have things, questions, explained to them to make sure they understand what they're being asked, all that kind of stuff. And then there's IEPs, which are individual education plans for kids that have a little more, they're a little more need-based, and they need a little more than what a 504 would offer. But those things are available. But still, that being said, to get kids to sit and pay attention for 90 minutes at a time in a class is crazy unless you take the approach that, you know what, the traditional educational approach, get it out the window. I have to do things that are going to help kids understand that I need to know how they learn, so that I can adapt my teaching style to each one of those kids. It's not about me standing up and them adapting their learning style to what I do, and then if they don't do it well, they fail. That doesn't work, because you know what? When I was in school, that's what you did. Either do what you're told, do it the way I'm telling you, or you fail. And I had ADHD when I was a kid, and I'm like, I can't do this. This doesn't work. Well, then get out. Okay, great. Now I'm going to really fail. I mean, what kind of sense does that make? But we're just coming around because mental health is such a big issue right now. So let's get back to the video. I'm sorry we're getting off on a tangent, but at the end of the day, yes, at the end of the day, this is a great song. I'm giving 2 thumbs up. There's a reason why this is #1 trending, because it is different, it is catchy, it grabs a hold of your attention, and it's really solid in terms of a topic that people can relate to. So, if you really like the content of this video, please consider joining the family at Teacher Reacts at Peerless Recording Studio simply by smashing the subscribe button, hitting the notification bell, liking the video, and commenting on the video so that it can get into YouTube's algorithm, so that it can get this stuff out to the masses. Spread the word here, join the family. Thank you, and until another reaction, we're out of here.